Salutations, my name is Summer and this is Sterling Reads, and I want to talk about what I've read, what I'm currently reading, and what I hope to read in December. There's one thing I haven't mentioned yet in December, but that's okay. What I have read is Truman Capote's short stories, Christmas short stories. This has A Christmas Memory, One Christmas, and The Thanksgiving Visitor. I loved all of those. I also read Laughing at My Nightmare by Shane Burcaw. This is about his life when he was younger. You can find him on YouTube. I believe his channel is called Squirmy and Grubs. I think that's right. It's with his wife, and I just enjoy watching them so much. And this is a great book. I have his other book. It's something called like, People Think My Girlfriend is My Nurse, or My Nurse, yeah, something like that. But they're married now, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. Something else I finished was Caroline, and this is Little House on the Prairie Revisited by Sarah Miller. I really enjoyed this also, and it's about Caroline and Charles and Laura, Mary, and Carrie is born in this book. So it was really good. One book, I hate to say this, I started reading the trilogy, and this is the Cranford Chronicles by Elizabeth Gaskell, and I love these vintage editions. I did read Mr. Harrison's Confessions, and I read Cranford. I did not read My Lady Ludlow. I'm going to save that for another time because I don't know if it's like what mood I was in, but I found it kind of boring. This is something that I will definitely keep once I do finish it, because I do enjoy her writing, and I feel like at another time I would really enjoy it instead of just kind of being distracted and bored with it. So at least I hope so. Okay, so what I'm currently reading is a ton of stuff. I've been having trouble feeling like I'm going into a reading slump, so that means I pick something up. Even if I'm enjoying it, I'll set it down, I'll pick something else up, and that is what I have been doing. I have been reading an ebook from the library that I have really been enjoying. I read it usually at night when I'm at work, and it is called Defending Jacob by William Landy. And it's about this guy who is a lawyer, and he finds out that his son has been accused of murder. So his son also is not a likable character, and he is not a likable character either. His son's name's Jacob, which is, the title, Defending Jacob. And I cannot remember the main character's name. It's just a simple name. But yeah, he's not likable either. I like his wife, Lori. See, I remember her name. But here's the thing. They bring up a lot of questions, and I get it. It's like, he's their son. Also, this lawyer who, as far as we know, he hasn't done anything violent. Like, he doesn't have that type of personality. Even though now, being in the position that he's in, you're seeing this temper and these thoughts and personality come up. And we find out that his father, who he hasn't had anything to do with since he was a young child, has been in prison for something horrible. That he killed this girl and, cut her up, whatever. So he did something horrible. His grandfather, his great-grandfather, they have all had violent lives where they've been just, they don't care about who they hurt, and they just have these type of personalities. And so they start talking about different genes and, things that we inherit. And yeah, it is so good. I don't know if I said it's by William Landy, but Defending Jacob, reading that ebook from the library. I'm listening to an audiobook from the library also called Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynn Jones. So much fun. I hope they have the other audiobooks to that series, because I'd love to continue on after I finish listening to this. So yeah, it's about this girl who is turned into this old lady, and she ends up finding Howl's castle, and there's this like fire demon that comes out, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah. So Other things I have started that I am not all that far into is this book I started a long time ago. I have just not picked it back up. It's nonfiction, Sane Living in a Mad World by Robert Rodale. It's very interesting if I'll pick it up. It's nonfiction, so it's very like, I don't know how to explain it. Has a lot of science. It talks about organic farming, and it's very interesting when they talk about the insects and how pesticides don't work the way we think they work, and I do feel like they're just poison, and why would you poison something you're going to eat? I feel the same way about GMOs. You know, if it makes an insect's belly explode, what is it doing to our stomachs? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's just my own personal opinion. So I have been buddy reading South by Ernest Shackleton, and it's been really good. I had moments of where I was just like, okay, you know, they've been rescued, like now what's going to happen? And then it got really good again, because they brought dogs back into the whole thing of what's going on. And I'm telling you, the suffering that these men and animals have done, it actually like makes you almost physically hurt thinking about how cold and hungry, that these things these men have gone through. I'm thinking, no, I would never do that. You know, I would, I enjoy reading about it, but this one actually, it's been hard to read, because it's just so, it's just so hard because of what the men have been going through. Another book that I'm completely surprised by, I'm absolutely loving it, and that is My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. I watched this show a long time ago. I don't know if it was a series or just a movie, but it's about these two girls who, their friendship is so, I don't know, this is kind of based on her life. I think it reads like it is, and this is book one of a series, but their friendship is just so complex and real. You know, because I remember having those friends in school that sometimes the competition like helped you get better grades because you wanted to do as well as this kid is doing, or with sports or with art or with anything. You had this person that was so good at all these things, and they helped motivate you to do better. You could have the opposite too, but yeah, this book is so good. And the girls are growing up and going through puberty right now. And so, yeah, I'm halfway through and I think it's wonderful. I'm going to I'm going to keep it in my library when I'm done with it, but I'm going to see if my mom wants to read it because I think she would like it too. Another book that I started, I'm just in the very beginning, and that is The Mysteries of Udolpho by Radcliffe. This was gifted to me by a dear friend. You know who you are. And I'm really enjoying it. I love the idea. Well, it was a gift, but I also enjoy the idea of reading a book that Jane Austen read, because I absolutely love anything about Jane Austen. So the idea that she picked this book up and she experienced it makes me love it. So even if it's not like a favorite book of mine, I will keep it because when I look at it, I think of that friend and I think of Jane Austen. So it makes me happy. The last book I read, so I'm doing the 500 book challenge. I just made a video about it. I was distracted by Sylvie, so I didn't give all my rules out as well as I should have, but I did write all my rules in the description box, if that helps. But this was the last book that I bought forever. No, until I read in probably 4 or 5 years. This is Captains and the Kings by Taylor Caldwell. And I got this book from the library and I started it and I just was like, I have to own this book. So I am not far along at all, but there was something about the story of the family and the writing that made me just fall in love with it. And it is a book that, you know, I believe it's going to be like a generation of families, but maybe not, maybe I'm wrong. But this is a book that I want to take my time with. And there are certain books that, like Defending Jacob, the ebook I'm reading, I could fly through it and not think anything of it. But this book, I don't know how to explain it. It is one that I want to take my time, which it's a big chunky book, and I don't know, I think it's beautiful. I love that green. All right. Another huge book that I started. This, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name. This is The Eighth Life by Nino. Can you see that? Don't know how to pronounce her last name. She is a Georgian author, but she's German. I don't know how that all works. But when I looked it up, which Cristina over at Knitting and Books and Things, Knitting and Books, etc. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Cristina, but I'll link your channel down below. But anyway, she said, oh, it's because I said it's a German author, and she said, oh, I believe she's from Georgia. She is from Georgia, but it said something about she's a German author. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how that all works. This book talks about Georgia a lot. I'm not very far, but it does talk about Georgia a lot. It is about a family line. It is about chocolate. It is about the consequences of your actions and how it affects other people. And just because you know something, should you do it? Look at this. This book is absolutely gorgeous. This may be the most beautiful book that I own. And I love that it's huge. Love it. I think the first time I saw this book was on Amy's, like Amy at Zoe Beck. I'll link her channel down below. If you look at her shelves, she has this book like, she's at a completely different angle, but I see this book every time I watch her videos, which I watch all her videos, so I see it all the time. The last book that I have just been like dipping in and out of, not reading very much, but that's okay because it's not something I can do right now. But that is the Humanure Handbook by Joseph Jenkins, and this is the second edition. I don't know, there's a ton of editions of this book, but this is the second one. And like I said, I have not picked it back up. As you can tell, I'm not far along in it, but this is something that I believe in. And it's interesting because where I live, we have a septic system. So I don't know if you guys know a lot about septics, but everything we use, like I don't use harsh cleaners, but even like using Dawn and our laundry detergents and stuff like that, it affects the microbes, I don't know. It affects it. We want it to live. It's kind of like the bacteria in our gut, there's certain things that kill it. So you want to make sure you're eating certain foods like yogurt or raw fermented food, so that way you're getting that good bacteria in your gut to help your digestion and stuff like that. Because I have issues with my digestion. I will not go there, but so I am excited about really getting into that and studying it and learning more. There's 2 library books I'm wanting to get to that I have not started. The papers are just stuck in there where the librarian stuck them in. But I'm wanting to read Silent Spring by Rachel Carson. This will not be going towards my 500 reading challenge because it is a library book. And another book, I have been eating horribly. And my digestion has been messed up, and I blame part of it is because I'm working 2 jobs, and one of them's 3rd shift full time, and I like to sleep. I like to go to bed around, I'm boring. I like to go to bed around 10 p.m., sleep, maybe get up at 7 or 8. That's what I naturally feel good sleeping. I work 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So my other job, I work 10 to 3 or 10 to 5 on Saturday. Even though the past 2 Saturdays, the guys have been like, hey, we're not busy. We don't have anything to do. You can go. So I have not worked till 5 the past 2 Saturdays. So anyway, but I'm wanting to get back to more of a vegan diet. I don't know how to say, like I physically feel the best eating it because I've always been a junk food vegan. I haven't been like a real whole foods, healthy diet vegan. I've always been like Oreo French fries. that type of vegan. So yeah, I want to eat whole healthy foods. So I got Frugal Vegan by Katie Coteen and Katie Caspi. I don't know, but hopefully there's a lot of pictures because I love like cooking books. Oh yes, it is full of pictures. So that'll help motivate me to want to eat healthier. Anyway, so that is everything. Sorry this video is longer than I planned, but I need to catch up and I want to talk about all these books. Anyway, let me know how your month has been going. It is almost the end. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving who celebrates Thanksgiving tomorrow. And yeah, I'm excited about this 500 book challenge. And I don't feel like I'm going to be missing out because if I want to read something, I'll just get it from the library. And then if I love it, I will write it down. This is going to be teaching me, number one, it's going to help me get rid of some books. I have like over 2,000 that I know of. I stopped counting a long time ago. I have 40, I think it was 43 boxes of books down in the foyer that I don't even know what they are, honestly. It's like I have my favorite authors surrounding me. Not here because these are unread, these are unread, these are unread. Over there I have 2 shelves that are read, but I have 2 shelves over here that are a mixture of read, unread. And then I have 3 more bookshelves in there. So I want to make it so that all the books I have, I love, I want to reread, or I'm excited about. I don't want to be surrounded by all these books. I was like, well, I don't know, you know? So anyway, let me know what you guys have been up to, how everyone is doing. If I mention somebody, I will link them down below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.